Hello, gorgeous humans. My name's Tasia Macrag, and if you're here watching this video, it's because you had some interest in getting to know me, my mission, my story, who I am, or you had an interest in checking out the self-pleasure practice that I am going to add on to the end of this video. So the self-pleasure practice is going to be a great practice to get an idea of how to go into the body to experience heightened sensation. It's also going to give you an idea of the depths at which a self-pleasure practice can go. And you'll also see that pleasure is here for you everywhere at all times. So we'll get into that exciting stuff at the end. But first, I just wanted to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about my story. So again, my name is Tasia, and I am a sex and pleasure coach. So when I say that I'm a sex and pleasure coach, most of the time people jump to, oh my God, she's going to talk to us about some kinky shit, or, she's going to, can she help me open up and talk about polyamory? Or even, I wonder if she can help me squirt. And those are all really cool conversations to have. But the reality is that we can't approach those conversations without first going into the body to awaken and identify what pleasure is to us, to our individual selves. And oftentimes, this is such a difficult process because, one, we've experienced trauma and conditioning that keep us from feeling our bodies. We feel a lot of shame and anxiety around our sexual expression, and that's because of religion and society, fetishization, ableism, body shame. The factors are really endless as it pertains to conditioning against sexual expression, sexual liberation, and pleasure. And so that can be really difficult to navigate as we uncover those as we deconstruct that conditioning. And then the other thing is that we live in a society where we are taught to maximize and produce, to hustle and grind, to get through our lists, to take care of other people before taking care of ourselves. And so that is an extra layer of our bodies numbing so that we can get through our day. And we don't recognize how little we're feeling throughout the day. Oftentimes we say, oh, I'm feeling really tired, or oh, I feel really stressed. But that's actually a thought that you're attaching to a sensation. That's not actually a sensation. So when we can train ourselves to go into our bodies to understand what exactly it is we're feeling, then we can drop any judgment of it, hold the ability to stick with the sensation, and allow it to move through our bodies. What often happens when we allow energy, discomfort to move through our body, what opens up is pleasure. And another thing about being numb is that we don't experience pleasure, but the reason why we numb ourselves is because we don't want to feel pain. And so when you start to unnumb the body, not only are you going to have a heightened sense of pleasure, but you're also going to need to have the capacity to hold pain. And that's why it's so important, and I encourage everyone to have some kind of support system as they engage in the process of feeling the body. And what I want to say here is that it is not easy. I have not been this way my entire life. I did not start this way by any means when I was exploring a pleasure journey. So when I was little, I experienced sexual trauma. And as you can imagine, I grew up feeling a lot of hate and shame towards my body. I would often engage in self-protection, self-sabotage mechanisms because I wanted to punish my body. I would fake sexual liberation when really it was proving myself worthy of sexual expression. And there are all of these ways that we can get into the trap of hurting ourselves because we don't have approval for who we are, approval of our bodies. I found myself in a relationship with somebody who really did not approve of my body, and they made it known often. And because I didn't have the tools, I really spiraled into a place of self-hate and unworthiness that I actually was a danger to myself. And that relationship ended up dissolving. But what really came out of it was this deeper than desire, an inexplainable pull, a need to know what pleasure and love and worthiness was in my body for myself. And that's when I went on a self-pleasure journey. And it has been the greatest tool to transforming my trauma. Pleasure is really the greatest tool that we have to being here now. Like I said, we oftentimes feel anxiety and stress, depression, overwhelm, and that's because we're stuck in our thinking minds, thinking about the past or thinking about the future. We're never here in the present, or we're very rarely here in the present. And so when we turn our bodies on, when we feel the sensation in our body, it's a huge tool to being here now, which is all that really exists, right? And we get to do it in a way that feels good. So this is why self-pleasure has been so important on my journey. Not only do I get to transform trauma in my body, but I get to experience pleasure in every moment, in everything. And so we'll touch on that in the self-pleasure practice. But what I would really invite you to do is to reflect on the ways that you are numb in your body. And after this self-pleasure practice, reflect on the ways that you are experiencing pleasure and where you'd like more of it. And so I hope my story on some level resonated with you. And we'll just get right into a little self-pleasure practice. Okay, so welcome back to the self-pleasure part of the video. I didn't mention this before I stopped the last video, but go ahead and pause the video here if you need a few moments to set out a yoga mat or light a candle, maybe get some water. I really love to set up an indulgent space when I'm engaging in self-pleasure, when I'm creating a self-pleasure practice. And like I said earlier, you can have this anywhere at any time. This is a really great tool to use when you're feeling any kind of overwhelm or stress, to just tap back into the body, to find awareness in the now, and to bring sensation and pleasure back into your day. So take a moment if you need to. You can also sit in a chair, on the couch. The point of self-pleasure is to really allow the body to have what it desires, to receive maximum sensation. And so do that, whatever feels good to you. I'm sitting in a chair, crisscross applesauce. You can have them on the ground if you'd like. And from here, you can go ahead and close your eyes or softly leave them open, gazing downward. And we're just going to add in breath here. So we're not going to force our breath. You're just going to allow a natural inhale and feel the expansion of the body. And a natural exhale and feel the contraction in the body. So continue to take a few breaths here at your own pace. You're welcome to audibly sigh on your exhale or even make sound. Sound feels really good. Vibration feels really good in the body. That always feels good to relax, to drop in. So from here, I invite you to add little circles to the pelvic space. And focus here on where you might be gripping on to your body, where there might be tension. Because we're so used to gripping, to being tense, we oftentimes don't feel it. So is there tension in the shoulders? Are you holding? Tension in the arms, the jaw, the lower belly? And as you continue to make circles at the hips, pay attention to where you might be gripping in the pelvic space. Actually, one of the greatest ways to relax the body and drop into the now, to find safety in the now, is to relax the anus. So focus on that space, see if you can feel it, and relax. And now we're going to move our focus up through the body into the mouth. And just take a second to notice the lips, the cheeks, the teeth, the tongue, the back of the tongue, and the throat. What does it feel like when the spit wells up in the front of the mouth and then you swallow it, following the flow of the spit all the way down the throat into the stomach? Bringing focus to the tongue, allowing us to swallow. Feeling the tip of the tongue on our teeth. Inviting in pleasure here as we roll the tip of the tongue over each crevice in the teeth, each ridge, each smooth surface. feeling where the teeth meet the gums. And we're just asking, what does it feel like? And is there pleasure there? Continuing to explore the mouth with the tongue. Maybe there's something in your mouth you can taste. Did you just finish lunch? Or perhaps you even want to reach for a beverage, tea, or even water. I'll take a sip of my water. And roll the liquid over the tongue. Feel it envelop the teeth and the mouth. Feel it as you swallow. Feel the taste buds in the back of the tongue pop as you taste. Where on the tongue do you feel taste? And then moving focus to the lips. Maybe you want to rub them together as if to massage them. Feeling your lips touch one another. You can even add touch here. So bringing your fingers to your lips. Feeling the softness, or maybe they're cracked and dry. Feeling the ridge, the sensation of the dryness of your lip on your finger. Feeling how plump they are from the rest of the skin. And then I want you to zoom out, to bring your awareness to all of your mouth, the lips, the tongue, the teeth, the throat, your spit, your taste buds, even the cells that make up this part of your body. And you're going to take 3 more breaths, feeling your mouth, feeling the sensation, and allowing. When you're ready, you can go ahead and blink your eyes open. So hopefully you got to experience a little example of what awareness of sensation can do for pleasure. And this is such a practice, like I said, because we're so numb, we don't take time to feel. But there's so much pleasure available when we're here in our bodies now. So I hope you enjoyed it. This is such a small microcosm, if you will, of what's possible in a self-pleasure practice. Really, when you allow yourself to feel every sensation in every body part, even in the energy around the body. Really, it's all energy. So when you open your body up to feeling the flow of energy, you'll really experience what it is to live an orgasmic life. So I hope you enjoyed this video and this practice. If you have any questions or want to connect, I have my information, my Calendly. You can ask questions at the bottom of my website, but it's all on my website. I'd love to work with you. I have workshops, I have one-off sessions to quell your curiosities from a sex coach. We can work on a self-pleasure practice. I have a little freebie that I hope you enjoy if you check that out as well on my website. And then, of course, I do 3 and 6 month one-on-one coaching programs that are tailored and designed for exactly what it is you need and desire on your pleasure journey. And I will also be hosting a 7-day pleasure immersion at the end of January here in Las Vegas. And it's going to essentially be about hedonism. So a hedonist is somebody who follows pleasure. They live their life leading from pleasure, whatever brings them pleasure. And so my take on hedonism is that there's pleasure in every moment, in everything. We just need to wake our bodies up to experience. And so there's going to be a 7-day pleasure immersion. If that's interesting to you, I would love to set up a call to see if it feels right for both of us. I so look forward to connecting, to hearing from you, to hearing how this practice has impacted you. So again, I so enjoyed this time with you, even energetically on the replay. And I hope you enjoyed the practice. I will see you all soon.